Hey guys, today I have a special treat here. I managed to get my hands on the Zeo deck building stronger than 4 rule book. Thank you, Nathan, who was kind enough to email me the rule book. He got it. He got the game a little bit before other people, so hope he's enjoying it. But I I do appreciate this very much. So let's go over it together. I want to try to break this down as much as possible. And here we can see this cool cover of the Rangers walking towards us, and you can see I don't know these robots back here, guys. I know this is Machine Empire up here, and this is I'm not sure who he is. I'm not too versed in Zeo, so I apologize. Um, let's see. Stronger than before, fueled by the power of the Zeo crystal, a new team of heroes emerge as the Earth Defenders. The Power Rangers Zeo are the strongest fighting force ever assembled, but will they be enough? The Robot Empire, led by King Mondo, are determined to destroy Earth. Can the Rangers defeat this powerful enemy, or will Earth fall to this unstoppable foe? Experienced players. For players who are already familiar with Power Rangers deck building game, Zeo includes a new Zorbay with special rules, page 16. Otherwise, this rulebook is identical to the base game. You can turn to page 21 for clarification and glossary of the new cards effects. So I don't want to bore you guys to death. So apparently this book is identical. So if you own the previous one, it's pretty much the same. So when we get to page 16, that's when we'll learn about the new Zorbay. And page 21 will have a clarification and a glossary of new card effects. So we can also read those, which would be interesting. But just so we can look at some of the new cards here, let's go page by page. And we can probably find some effects as well. Maybe I can read this here. Zeo Jet Cycles. It's a block card, but I really can't make out. It says negate an attack. If this attack... Yeah, that's all I can read, guys. So that is the a cost 2 card. We have Resilience here. It's a starter card. The next turn, draw 2 cards. I really can't read that one. We have Kimondo here. We have... I can't read his name. I think it says Orbus. Stunned. We know what stun cards look like. We have a Zeo Blaster. It's not a Blade Blaster. It's a Zeo Blaster. I wonder if it does the same thing. I think it does. We have Zeo Sword 4. That looks cool. We have Queen Machina. Here are the dials. Here we have the Zeo Megazord. And we have the Red Battle Zord. Zord tile. The Red Battle Zord, guys, he is a tile. He's not a card. He's just a tile. We have the new lair. I haven't seen this one yet. I wonder if it's the same as the other one. When you attach a master to the lair, heal 1 HP for each master you control. I don't remember if it's the same one. I would have to double check. So let's just look to see if we find anything different or any cards that we can take a look at. Here's a starter card, Teamwork. Definitely a cool artwork here. And here is a hero. A playable character, oversized card. Rocky DeSantos. When you attach an equipment card, target foe gains 1 stun. We've seen this before. I've done a video. Zeo Ranger 3 blue. During your main phase, you may detach exhausted equipment. Gain 2 energy for each equipment you detached. So these apparently are the same as what we saw before, so we're just skimming through it. Power axes. Attack. Deal 3 damage. Attack. Deal 1 damage for each equipment card you activate this turn. So it's an additional attack. The cogs. I haven't seen this one yet. This is cool. Villain. Attack. Deal 2 damage and draw 1 card. Oh wow, this is actually pretty good. And it only costs 2. You can deal damage and draw cards. That's a quick way of scavenging and getting cards in your hand. See, what page is this? We're looking for page 16, I believe. If we see some cards along the way, we will zoom in. Here's some stuff. Let's see if we can actually read the text on these cards. If not, then we can try to just look at the pictures here. Can't really read that. Gain 1. That's all I can see there. There's Billy. Ooh, look. It's a Z card. Zed's Vengeance. Too bad I can't read it. It's a maneuver card. Deflector. Stun. Zeo Blaster. At any time during your turn, you may destroy this card. If you do, discard one non-adversary card from the grid and refill the grid. I think this is different. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I don't have my deck with me, but I believe this Zeo Blaster is different than the Blade Blaster from the Power Rangers. At any time during your turn, you may destroy this card. If you do, discard one non-adversary card from the grid and refill the grid. I believe the Blade Blaster dealt damage. I could be wrong, but I believe that's what it did. And let's see. There's a block card, Green Ranger, Zeo Green. Angel Grove Falls. I guess it's a waterfall. Okay, you can kind of read this one. So we can kind of read Louis. I think we've seen this one, though. At the start of your turn, you may destroy the top card of your deck. If you do, draw one card and attack. Deal 1 damage. Louis Kaboom. We've seen this before. Jason Lee Scott. We've seen the Zorbe. We've seen the Megazord. Look at that. They're using the old school dial there. And that's a new one right there. I just can't really see it. Zeal Zord 5. I think that didn't, before I said Jet Cycles, I think it said Zeal Cycles. I just noticed that the pattern looked kind of the same. So let's keep going. Oh, this looks cool. What's this? Mayhem. Oh, that's the Mayhem. I like the art on that. What page are we on? I think 8. Here's the dial again. Oh, zoom in. Okay, I think maybe I can read this one. Yes, Clank. It's his scheming. Gain 1 random location from the main deck at the start of the game. Oh wow, that's right away. That's pretty good. That's pretty nice. This guy right off the bat can gain 1 random location from the main deck at the start. But what does it mean by random? Like how would it be random? Do you just keep like, keep looking at the top until you find one, and when you find one, you give it to him and shuffle the deck? That's the only way I can think about it. Draining power to maneuver. I cannot read it that well. Reduce opponent's energy by up to 4. And that's all I can read right there. Something about the same amount of energy. So this is this draining power. So this is something that you reduce energy with. That's a draining energy card, and it requires 0 energy to activate. Interesting. That's really interesting. And we have Robo Cupid. Use the attack or block ability of any hero in the grid. If there are no heroes in the grid, discard 2 cards from the grid. Ooh, nice. Target. Okay, that's pretty interesting. I like this. Power Pole Pod Sword. I can't read that. Power something sword. Attack. Deal 3 damage to the target foe. They must discard 1 attached hero, villain, and place it at the bottom of their deck. Nice. Okay, we got some new cards there. Oh, look at this. Let's see this. We've actually read this one before. The Shrink Ray. Target foe discards 1 attached card. Discard 1 card. Gains 1 stun. Must talk in a high-pitched voice until the start of their next turn. Ultimate Sacrifice. I haven't seen this one yet. A maneuver. Destroy 1 card you control to deal damage equal to its cost. Oh, wow. That's cool. Reminds me of Scorpina's what's the name? There was another one that is I don't know if it's an equipment or a maneuver, but there's one in the original Mighty Morphin one that's kind of like that, a little different though. And this one, Uruk, am I pronouncing his name wrong? Uruk the Conqueror. Block card can be used from the hand. Negate an attack if this card was made by a villain card. Gain the... Wait, let me read that again. Negate an attack if this attack was made... Oh, if this attack was made by a villain card, gain the battle award from the card, then discard this card. Interesting. Okay, let's keep going down here. Wonder who's that. Can't really tell. The villain. Let's check that out. Machine. That must be the queens. Yep, Queen Machinas. Deal 1 damage plus 1 damage for each villain in the main deck discard pile. We have Prince Gasket. At the start of your turn, you may gain 1 stun. If you do, draw 2 cards, discard one of them. Pretty good. A gamble, but pretty good. Here's their lair. Then we have Princess Archerina. At the start of your turn, discard 1 card from the grid and replace it. Replace it with, I guess, a newer card. Zeal Sword 5. Block. Reduce all damage you take this turn by 1. There's a Zorbe. We've seen that before. We're on page 16. Okay, was this what was different here? They said something about the rules being different. Let's just go over it. See, only heroes may buy gain these powerful cards. A hero player automatically gains their personal swords. We know that already. Anytime. Let's see. Zeal Zorbe. I think this is it right here, guys. The Zeal Zorbe tile and its potential to build the Zeal Megazord is the ultimate weapon in the Ranger's arsenal. The Zorbe has 5 slots, each of which may be only filled with a Zord. While a Zord is attached and in ready position, its activated ability may be used by either teammate during their turn. Important. Do not ready at the start of the hero's turn. Instead, the activated ability printed on the Zord Bay tile must be used to ready the attached sword, just like any other activated ability. You may only use this ready ability once during each of your turns. You have to use the energy, guys, to ready your Zords. As stated on the Zord Bay tile, a hero player may only activate 1 ready Zord during each of their turn. You may use any Zord, whether you attach it or not. The Zeal Zord 5 is a block card, so it may be used during a villain's turn. The Red Battle Zord and the Zeal Megazord. Upgrading the Zeal Zord Bay to the Red Battle Zord and building the Zeal Megazord is a goal heroes should strive for. To upgrade the Zord Bay to the Red Battle Zord, you need to attach 3 Zords to the Bay. To build the Zeal Megazord, you need to attach 5 Zords to the Bay. So to build the Red Battle Zord, guys, you just need 3 Zords. Doesn't matter which one, anything. And I think that even counts the Mighty Morphin Zords. And to build the Zeal Megazord, you need 5 Zords. Both the Red Battle Zord and the Zeal Megazord have an attached requirement and active value. The attached requirement is the number of Zords you need to attach to the Zord Bay in order to flip the Zord Bay or build the Zeal Megazord. Is that a mistake? Magazord? I think, yeah, they made a mistake there. Magazord. M-A-G-A and then Zord. Magazord. As soon as you have 3 Zords attached to the Zord Bay, exhaust all the attached Zords without activating them and flip the Zeal Zord Bay to the Red Battle Zord side. The upgraded Red Battle Zord ability is now the ability of the Zord Bay. If for any reason you would no longer have 3 Zords I read that backwards. 3 attached Zords, the Bay still remains flipped. So it doesn't matter if your Zords, if you go from 5 to 1, you cannot flip it back. It stays on the side that's been flipped, so you can't go backwards. You can only go forward. If you have 5 Zords attached, cover the Red Battle Zord space with the Zeal Megazord card. The Zeal Megazord ability is now ready. Oh, wait, what? The Zeal Megazord ability is now the ability of the Zord Bay. This increases your Zord activations to 5 per turns and gives you a new ability that lets you ready all Zords and deal 4 unblockable damage. The active value is how many times a hero player can activate ready Zords during their turn. 1, 3, or 5. If the Zord Bay is flipped to The red battle Zord side, for example, you may now activate up to 3 ready attached swords each turn instead of just 1. You may still remain exhausted when used as normal and must be readied by using the red battle Zord's ready ability. The Zord Bay and the red battle Zord and the Zeo Mega Zord abilities do not count against this active limit. Attaching the Zeo Battle Zord or flipping the Zeo Zord Bay does not reset the active limit. Any Zord previously activated during this turn still count towards and reduce your new limit. Note, anytime you fail to meet the attach requirements of either Megazord, you immediately revert to the previous one. Set the detached Megazord card aside. Do not discard it. You may reattach it later when you have enough sword attached. Just with Just like with a character card, a mega activation to ready all Zords and attack may only be performed once during your turn, even if you upgrade or downgrade during the turn. Okay, location cards. Machina Arena. At the start of your turn, if there is a villain in the grid, draw 1 card. Oh, cool. New locations with different effects. I like this effect, actually. So we know about locations. Sorry, guys. That was a handful there, reading all that. That was a handful. Let's see what else we have here. Are these the glossary? We're looking for the glossary now, guys. Shuffling your deck, control on, golden rule, new to Zeo. These are the new stuff to Zeo. Zeo is a standalone game that includes all of the cards you need to play. It is also an expansion to the Power Rangers deck building game and is fully compatible with all cards in the base game. Below are some rules qualifications for the Power Rangers deck building game Zeo expansion. Zeo includes a new special card type with a multicolored border called Zeo Subcrystals. There are 5 powerful Zeo Subcrystals. Alright, so here it is. So, representing each Ranger color in the main game. These cards can be acquired by both Rangers and villains from the grid, and are placed into your discard pile as normal. They also match any colors, so they can be attached to any slot on your character, but their card type remains Zeo Crystal. And this is the pink Zeo Subcrystal 1. May be activated for any other card on your turn. Immediately deposit energy up to your maximum. Then destroy this card. Zeo rules clarifications. Combination attacks. Many attacks in Zeo expansions have many steps. Perform all steps of the attack in the order listed if at all possible. If it is not possible to perform a portion of the attack, you will still perform all other actions listed in the attack. If an attack is negated, all parts of the effect are negated. For example, computer password states attack, deal 2 damage and destroy 1 card in your hand or discard pile. In this example, the player would not be able to destroy a card if the attack is negated. So pretty much it's kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm not sure if you guys play Yu-Gi-Oh! But if your card's ability is negated, you can't do the following effect. It needs to accomplish the prerequisite. Specific card clarifications. Deflector, Singing Zap. These 2 cards are attached to a character and can only be detached by battle. This supersedes all other ability and effects that would otherwise detach it. While both cards can be battled in the grid as normal, if the card is attached to a character, only the owner of the character can battle the attached card. If there is no legal target for the card's effect, no player has an empty slot on their character. It cannot be bought from the grid. Jason Lee Scott, Gold Ranger. You can attach any card types aside from villains to any slot on this character. This represents by the rainbow colors on all sides. Robo Cupid, says Revenge, and Impersonator. Impersonator. These cards copy and activate the abilities of other cards in play. They gain the entire activated ability, text, and resolve it in its entirety. When gaining the attack or block keyword, the attack counts as an attack or block. They do not gain the card types of the ability they are copying. Let's see, we have a few guys almost done here. We have the Love Arrow and the Power Disc. When activated, this card allows the player to immediately attach a villain hero from the grid. If this would cause all 4 of your slots to be full, your character card will flip before this card is discarded. As part of the action, cards attached in this way can be activated for their ability as normal. Sorry guys, I'm having a hard time reading because it's so tiny. Defender Wheel. A player is not forced to block if they have a block in hand, nor if they do not have the energy to activate the block. A player must expand the energy to the block with a card attached to their character, Zord, or an ability on their character card. Alright, so there's a lot of stuff here. I don't want to bore you guys to death, so let's finish up with these here. Tray of Triforia. The card is destroyed after the attack is fully resolved. So if a villain card is used to attack and it is chosen to be destroyed, the attack will completely resolve before its destruction. Zeal Subcrystal 5. Red. Gaining a Zord or Master in this way does not count against your limit of 1 per turn. You may use this card and also buy another sword or... oh, that's pretty good. So usually you have a limit of buying 1 Zord at a time or Master, but this card will actually give you an extra, will let you buy it as if you're buying 2. Trading Power. This is not an attack. This is not a target attack, so neither foe may block it. And then we have the other ones. Only 1 Blade Blaster and 1 Stunt card set will be used in each game. Decide which blaster you will be using and place the entire stack. So pretty much you can't mix. I mean, you can, but they're saying decide which Blade Blaster you want to use. The original Zeo. The Zorbate and the Lair at the start of your game. The Rangers choose which Zorbate and Megazord they will be using, and the villains choose which Lair they will be using. So the layers are different. They have different effects, and the Zorbate obviously do as well. So before you start the game, you decide which swords you want and which bay you're using. Villain and Ranger characters. Villain and Ranger characters from Zeal's set will work perfectly with villains and Rangers from the base game. Masters and Swords setup. Once you have claimed your master cards, create a stack of 4 masters, 5 if there's only 1 villain player, to place near the grid. You can create your stack 4 or 5 by choosing additional masters or shuffling them together, drawing 4 or 5 to create the stack, and returning the rest to the box. Then create a stack of 4 Zords or 5 if there's only 1 hero player. The same thing, guys. The main deck. Players can choose to use the main deck from Zeo or another set entirely. If players agree, sets and promo cards can also be mixed together to create a customized deck. For a balanced game, choose core or expansion for each card type and add all cards of that type from that set into the main deck. For example, you could include all the equipment cards from the core set and all the maneuver cards from the Zeo expansion. If you include additional promotional cards, make sure the main deck doesn't go over 80 cards. The rules above are meant as guidelines to create a balanced experience. But if you want to include all Zords and Masters, go for it. If you want to make your own main deck from all the cards available, do it. If you would like to have a battle between 2 different teams of Rangers or 2 different teams of villains, now's your chance. Have fun, guys. And that was it. Again, thank you, Nathan, for allowing me to have this PDF. So if anybody does want this PDF, just let me know in the comments below and I will send it to you. And over here you can see it has a little bit of Serpentera of how it works. I'm not sure if I went over this already. on one of my previous videos. Probably not. But if I didn't, I will go over it. But again, guys, if you guys do want me to send you this PDF, just comment below, and I will send it to whomever is interested. This Serpentera one here. Let me see. Yeah, maybe I'll make a video about Serpentera if I haven't done it yet. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching the video. The power be with you. Take care.